Welcome students for the organic chemistry lecture series. In this video we are going to study about the classification of carbohydrates. Now before going to start this video, you must have watched the previous video regarding the classification of carbohydrates. In that previous video we have seen about the monosaccharides. Monosaccharides. As we know that carbohydrates are basically classified into three different types. The first class was monosaccharide, the second class is oligosaccharide, and the third class is a polysaccharide. So in previous video we have seen in detail about this monosaccharide, right? In this video we are going to study about this oligosaccharide and polysaccharide. Now we'll see in detail about the term oligosaccharide. Now remember, oligosaccharides are the crystalline in nature. They are soluble in water. They are sweet in taste. Okay. So these are the various characteristics of oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are crystalline in nature, soluble in water, sweet in taste. Okay. And another important thing to remember about oligosaccharide is that they are the sugar which on acid or enzyme hydrolysis gives 2 to 9 molecules or same of different monosaccharides. This is very important. They on acid hydrolysis, acid or you can say enzyme hydrolysis gives 2 to 9 molecules of same or different monosaccharides. So this is very important thing. See, oligosaccharides on acid or enzyme hydrolysis gives 2 to 9 molecules of same or different monosaccharides. In case of monosaccharides, we know that monosaccharides are the simplest carbohydrates. They cannot hydrolyze further. But oligosaccharides hydrolyze further to 2 to 9 molecules of monosaccharides. Okay, this is the important thing which you have to remember. Okay, they can be further classified as, okay, so see, oligosaccharides are again classified. Suppose number one, they can be classified as a disaccharides. Again they can be classified as a trisaccharides, then tetrasaccharides, pentasaccharides, etc. Okay, so this is the further classification of oligosaccharides. Now the name itself indicates what is meant by the disaccharides. Also, disaccharides on enzymatic hydrolysis or acid hydrolysis gives 2 monosaccharides. Okay, they will give 2 monosaccharides. This trisaccharide will give 3 monosaccharides. Tetrasaccharides will give 4 monosaccharides, and pentasaccharides will give 5 monosaccharides after the acid or enzymatic hydrolysis. So this is about the oligosaccharides. We will see in detail about this disaccharide, trisaccharide, tetrasaccharide and pentasaccharide further. Now presently you just remember that oligosaccharides are the carbohydrates which on acid or enzymatic hydrolysis gives 2 to 9 molecules of monosaccharide. This is important. Then these characteristics are same, crystalline in nature, soluble in water, sweet in taste as that of monosaccharides, and they can be further classified as a disaccharide depending upon the hydrolysis. On hydrolysis, disaccharide will give 2 monosaccharides, and similarly we can say about trisaccharides, tetrasaccharides and pentasaccharides. Okay, now we'll see about a disaccharide. What is disaccharide? So you can say disaccharides on acid or enzyme hydrolysis gives two molecules of monosaccharides. Okay, so this is important. The general formula of disaccharide is CnH2O N-1. This is the general formula. Now we will take few examples. See, sucrose is a disaccharide, so the formula of sucrose is C12H22O11. Okay, when this sucrose is hydrolyzed, that means addition of water in presence of acid or enzyme, there is a formation of two molecules of monosaccharide, C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6. So this is called as a glucose. Okay, this is called as a fructose, and the name of this disaccharide is a sucrose. Okay, so you see, sucrose on acid or enzymatic hydrolysis give glucose and fructose, two molecules of one is glucose and one is fructose. So we can say that a sucrose is a disaccharide. Similarly, we can take a maltose, C12H22O11. This is a maltose. You will find that a formula of sucrose and maltose is the same. There will be difference in their structural arrangement. Okay, again acid or enzymatic hydrolysis, they will give two molecules of glucose, remember, C6H12O6. Okay, again another disaccharide is a lactose. Again it has the same formula, C12H22O11 plus H2O. This is lactose. Okay, which on acid or enzymatic hydrolysis, it will give C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6. This is a glucose and this is a galactose. So you will find here that all these three reactions are same, but the product and starting material is different. If we do the hydrolysis of sucrose, you will get glucose and fructose. If we do the hydrolysis of maltose, you will get two molecules of glucose only. Okay, and if we do the hydrolysis of lactose, you will get glucose plus galactose. So this is all about the disaccharides. Now we will see about a trisaccharide. Okay, now we will see about the trisaccharides. See, trisaccharides, the name itself indicate that trisaccharides on acid and enzyme hydrolysis gives three molecules of monosaccharides. Their general formula is CnH2n N-2. For example, if we take the trisaccharide raffinose, the formula is C18H32O16. On hydrolysis with acid or enzyme, they give three molecules. One is glucose, one is galactose, and another one is a fructose. So glucose, galactose and fructose. So raffinose on hydrolysis gives glucose, galactose and fructose. So we can say it is a trisaccharide. Now we'll see about the tetrasaccharide. Again, name itself indicate tetrasaccharide on acid or enzyme hydrolysis gives 4 molecules of monosaccharides. For example, stachose, this is the example of tetrasaccharide. This stachose on hydrolysis gives 1 molecule of glucose, 1 molecule of beta fructose, and 2 molecules of alpha galactose. So this is all about the tetrasaccharides. Again, if we take a pentasaccharide, then again name itself indicate pentasaccharide on acid and enzyme hydrolysis gives a 5 monosaccharides. Okay. For example, verbascose is a pentasaccharide which on hydrolysis gives alpha glucose, beta fructose, and 3 molecules of alpha galactose. So this is all about the classification of oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are classified into disaccharide, trisaccharide, tetrasaccharide, and pentasaccharide, and so on. Okay. Now we'll see about polysaccharides. Okay. The name polysaccharide itself indicate that they on hydrolysis gives many monosaccharide units. Okay. They gives many monosaccharides on hydrolysis, we can say. On hydrolysis they have a high molecular weight, we can say high molecular weight. Again, most of them are amorphous. They are amorphous in nature and insoluble in water. Remember, insoluble in water. They are carbohydrates which yield a large number of monosaccharide molecules, more than 10 on acid or enzyme hydrolysis. Their general formula is C6H10O5. All this is N-time. Okay. The example of polysaccharides are starch, okay, cellulose, and dextrine, etc. Dextrine. Now we'll see the general reaction. For example, if we take C6H10O5 N times, so this is a polysaccharide. Okay, this polysaccharide on hydrolysis gives En times C6H12O6. So these are the monosaccharides units, we know that. So this is on acid or enzyme hydrolysis. So this is all about the polysaccharides. Okay. Now in summary, what we have seen in today's video, we have seen about in detail about oligosaccharides on hydrolysis gives number of monosaccharides. So depending upon that, they are further classified into disaccharide, trisaccharide, okay, then tetrasaccharide, then pentasaccharide, like this. Okay, so the name itself indicates disaccharide gives 2 monosaccharide, tri gives 3, tetra gives 4, and penta gives 5. Then we have seen about the polysaccharides. Okay, polysaccharides on hydrolysis gives large number of monosaccharides. That's why they are called as polysaccharide. For example, starch and cellulose, etc. So this is all about the classification of carbohydrates, which we have seen in last video and this video. So we'll meet in the next video with new concept of this topic. So till then, we'll stop here. Have a nice day. Thank you.